Hello everyone, this is Madness
And this is Indie Pride.
with milkandcookiesTW, and today we are bringing you a 2v2 from Medieval 2 Total War. We are playing as Hungary and Poland, and we are facing a French player and a Spanish player on the map called... what was it called?
It was Tannenberg, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna introduce my army quickly. I have 4 halberd militia with nice armor upgrades, 4 dismounted chivalric knights, a general's bodyguard, 2 Hungarian noblemen on my right flank, and if I can find them, there. 4 Royal Bandarium units, elite cavalry.
Yeah, those guys are dirty, really good cavalry, and that's actually pretty much the advantage that Poland and Hungary have in a medieval 2 setting, is that they both have some of the best cavalry units in the game. And we're gonna look at my army real quick. I got 3 pretty well upgraded spearmen up front, 5 dismounted Polish knights, really good heavy infantry, 2 Polish nobles, which are really good cavalry, both because they have javelins, so they can skirmish really well, and because they're extremely good in melee as well. And then I have 3 Polish Guard, which are definitely some of the best heavy cavalry units in the game, and a General's Bodyguard. So do you want to press play right now?
Yeah.
And this was actually a pretty interesting battle because, well, again, me and Madness have the advantage of communication. Our 2 opponents were not friends. They didn't know each other. But I think the biggest problem they had this battle was that Spain has pikemen and they're highly immobile, and so he kind of just wants to camp and make a new box over on his side of the battle, and he doesn't end up really helping out his teammate very much, and that kind of screws them over a little bit later in the battle. But he had a lot of crossbowmen, and I really didn't want to deal with him at all at the moment. I wanted to flank my cavalry all the way around through these trees and just get in the woods so I couldn't get shot. So really we're going to be focusing on Madness' side of the battle for most of this, because Spain doesn't really do crap. He just kind of sits there.
Yeah. I'm gonna be seeing the formation of Spain. As you can see, he's moving most of his archers and crossbowmen up this little hill here, facing Indy, and...
Just kind of camp it out up there.
Right, and I'm gonna try to engage in skirmish attacks with my Hungarian nobleman, shooting his pikemen, but sadly the French player is gonna come in with his French mounted archers, and he's gonna disturb me. I'm gonna be able to take these guys on with my noblemen, but he's gonna send over a couple of heavy cav units. Maybe I can see him. Here. Yeah, this is noble knights, very good cav unit.
Very good.
And they're gonna destroy my noblemen if I'm not careful. So right now I'm just trying to grind these guys down and hopefully rout them before the heavy cav reaches me.
Both the Polish and the Hungarians have really good noble units. The Hungarian nobles are crossbowmen, mounted crossbowmen, and the Polish nobles are javelin. They have javelins, but they're both actually quite good in melee. I mean, they're not going to be able to beat French noble knights in melee, but they can really hold their own. So that's one of the benefits that Hungarian noble have for sure.
Yeah, well, and as you can see, my mounted archers weren't able to do what I told them to do in time, and they got charged by this noble knight unit here. I'm gonna go down to about 40 guys before I manage to pull them out.
But the Royal Bandarium are coming up behind them, and they're just going to shred these noble knights.
Exactly.
They just broke, right? Yeah, they just broke at 63 men.
And I missed it, but yeah.
Whatever. Yeah,
It's a horde of cav. That's basically what shattered them. Like, they were one unit, and they got hammered from behind by, as you can see, a horde of elite cav units.
when I saw those noble knights run
Very
away, I
heavy
really
guys.
wanted them to die on those pikemen, though. I was hoping they would. Apparently, there's no friendly fire when it comes to
Friendly
pike
poking.
units in this game, but they just ran through a pike wall and didn't
Yeah.
take any losses.
Yeah, it's a bit silly.
You can lose your own cavalry, though, if you run through your own pikemen. I've learned that the hard way, firsthand, a couple of times.
Yeah,
Definitely don't run through your cav.
at this point, the second mounted 9th unit, which I didn't see in the forest, got off a very good charge against my cav unit here. And I'm gonna be going down by a lot. Yeah, this unit is down to 47 out of 80. And, well, I'm gonna be able to deal with these guys because it's just one unit and I have 4. And I'm gonna be able to flank around with 1. But, these guys will do a lot more damage than they should have done. Because of the charge they got off and I didn't, and also the position they have. As you can see, they have a slight uphill position.
Yeah, really with Hungary or Poland, what you want to do is you want to win the cav battle to start. Try to make them waste their cavalry, because most of the time, I mean, France is a great cavalry faction as well, and actually so is Spain. But, in fact, I would say Spain is probably overpowered. They have the best infantry in the game and really good cavalry as well. But, yeah, with Poland or Hungary, you definitely want to win that cav battle and try to just control the battle with your cavalry for sure. If you can get their cavalry off the field, you can kind of dictate how the pace of the game goes. He's reinforcing with his conquistadors right now. And pretty soon here, I realize that Madness is just kind of over here by himself, so I want to flank all my cavalry around and assist him.
Yeah, I managed to catch these conquistadors decently off guard. They're not gonna get off a good charge, but they are still an extremely good unit, and they're still gonna grind down a lot of my men as well.
Yeah. Infantry engagement is starting on your side now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be switching over in a second. Because of the way these guys take on my cavalry and basically engage them in a meat grinder, my cavalry is gonna be extremely... well, it's gonna be tied up basically the whole battle, and eventually it's just gonna rout. So the most, what should I say, fearsome?
Fearsome is a good word.
My best units basically just got taken out of the fight, and I have to rely on my infantry to do the talking basically.
But he walked right into your halberd pike wall,
yeah.
Which was probably not the best strategy.
That's the one thing that saved me in this battle, I think. Because this huge blob of French dismounted knights just walked into my pike line. Pike line? Yeah. And it's gonna get tied down. I sent my, well, 2 of my dismounted knights in from behind to reinforce. So these guys will hold out for an extremely long amount of time. And I'm gonna be flanking around with 2 of my remaining units, which right now are still waiting to be ordered to do anything, but they will come in, and well, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but at some point you send cav around as well.
No, yeah, my cavalry is engaging one of his noble knights that's all by itself out there, and what's gonna happen is France has a bunch of French archer units that are hidden in these trees, but they'll appear pretty soon here. And I'm going to send 1 unit to take care of the archers, and then send the other 2 to basically just get a huge hammer and anvil charge off on France's back line. And he's already completely engaged in melee. He has really no way of protecting himself against my rear charges. And like I said, Polish Guard are extremely powerful units, have a really massive charge. And this cavalry charge is going to be a big problem for France. I just killed a general with a Polish knight. My Polish guard just got a charge off and killed a general, which was good. And yeah, my cavalry is coming in here, and we're definitely going to want to get a close-up of this because, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I killed like 100 guys in a couple of seconds on this charge. It's ridiculous. I spread out as wide as I possibly can, and obviously having heavily armored European knights charge you in the rear is not ideal.
So yeah, you can see what a nice blob this is.
And my
I flanked around by now, and yeah, there they come.
The weird thing about this game is the cavalry doesn't always do what you want it to. Like, it won't always drop its lances, and if it doesn't, it's going to be a kind of weak charge. Fortunately, my cavalry decided to do what the hell I told it to, and they got a really nice charge off. And now I'm just going to cycle charge. I'm just going to keep hammering and anviling him as much as possible. And they're already starting to waver. The noble knights are surrounded. And really, actually, the funny thing about this game that isn't in any other Total War game, I don't think, is that a unit will fight to the death if it's completely surrounded. So if you get a unit to start routing, you don't always want to completely surround it. You sometimes want to let them go so that they don't stand and fight and keep killing your men. But I'm just cycling charges right now, and he has no spear units back there to protect him.
This unit is routing already. 65 men. And where are you gonna hit?
Right now, all the guys that are routing, like guys will come back all the time in this game. Like the guys, even with like only 20 men left in the unit, they'll come back to the fight occasionally. And so all these routing units, I just want to take off the field and shatter them so they don't come back, because there's no point in routing a unit if you let it just come back into the fight. So, but pretty soon here, he's just gonna start mass wavering. I think after this charge, actually, there's just a huge, massive blob there, and the Polish guard is just gonna get a really nice charge off from behind.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of all the stuff going on here. With all the forest here. But yeah, you can see they're getting sandwiched very nicely. Here, fighting to the death. 3 units at a time, 4 units. One of them is routing here.
Over on your right flank, the chivalric knights and conquistadors of Spain are starting to come in now. And that's really the only help that Spain gives to his teammate in this battle. I mean, the majority of his army is still new boxing over there. And I didn't bother attacking it because I knew that if I sent my cavalry over to Madness, we could just clean up this side of the battle and then focus on Spain altogether.
Spain did a decent job tying down my cavalry and keeping them from engaging France, or his infantry, rather. But he didn't go far enough. Like, he didn't manage to really protect France from what was still left of my army, which was my infantry. And as you can see, my infantry did rather well. Like, at this point, I still had more than half of them left, which is pretty good for Medieval 2 standards, considering that units will fight to the death pretty much, unless they get completely surrounded. Whoa. And yeah, whatever Spain didn't manage to prevent the French army from just mass routing.
Yeah, and really, like, he sent his guys over piecemeal. If he wanted to help him out, he should have just sent his whole army. Like I said, he had pikemen, and I think he just liked his new box a little bit too much. And so these units over here are going to get surrounded. My Polish guard are flanking around behind them. I'm going to get a flanking charge off and a rear charge off. And his conquistadors and chivalric knights won't be able to stand in melee. Like, they're already wavering, and they're about to break.
And they're routing. This animation is funny. They're running into my unit without attacking them. Yeah, whatever. It's something that should be fixed in the next game, I think.
And over here in the back of the map, over by the lake, my Polish guard are finishing off these French archers. So France is pretty much done. Like, he doesn't have anything left except a couple of units, and I did a pretty good job of cleaning up any routing units that he had. And so in a little bit here, we're gonna shift our attention to Spain, who is still not moved. Help your team out, guys. It doesn't matter if you have pikemen. You can take them out of the pike formation and you can run them. So I don't know if he just wasn't comfortable or if he liked his position too much or what, but really, it was not an ideal strategy, I'll say that. And this is just a massacre over here. There's so many dead bodies on this field right now.
Yeah, my general is engaging this mounted crossbowman unit of Spain. Sadly, I underestimated those guys a bit, which is going to cause half of my bodyguard to die to missile fire.
Which is surprising, because they have 2 hit points and high armor, so I'm kind of surprised that missiles did that to your general.
At this point, yeah, as you can see, I'm pulling back right now, but I'm still gonna lose 12 more men in this unit in the next minute or so.
He also had Pavese crossbowmen shooting in, that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and you're turned around. Yeah, you're turned around, so you're getting... I don't know if armor matters as much if you're turned.
It should. Like, I think shields only matter at, on their respective sides.
But now my infantry engagement, we're going to shift over to my side because I'm going to start my attack. He does not have very many guys focusing on my side of the battle. He's kind of made this half moon circle, and most of them are not. I'm just going to focus my attack on these 3 or 4 units that are facing me. And there's no way he's going to be able to hold out against this many knights and heavily upgraded spearmen. I mean, he just has spear militia, crossbow militia, and a couple chivalric knights that are facing me. And my Polish guard are setting up at the edge of the forest over here, and Madness is coming up to the edge of the tree line as well. And we're just going to try to completely surround him. It looks like he wanted to be surrounded, honestly. That's why he has spears facing all the directions. But morale-wise, that's not a great idea. And I have my Polish guard coming in as well. They're going to get some shots off. Or, well, not shot. They don't shoot. They throw. They're a sweet unit, actually. They throw javelins. And javelins have a great armor-piercing effect. They can kill heavily armored units really well. But we're going to zoom in on this charge right here from my Polish guard because we're going to see some conquistadors go flying, which is always fun. Let's see how many men they lost off the charge. It started out at 90. They lost... Oh, wow, they lost 30 men off the charge. 40 for the conquistadors. So, yeah, we
This unit here lost 50.
Yeah, just tons of guys. And then I'm just going to pull out, cycle charge, and do it again.
Yeah, and I'm gonna join in with my general as well. Wham. And, yeah, we're surrounding them completely. My infantry is coming up. And yeah, we're still cycling charges, and at this point, Spain conceded.
Which I didn't like. I would have liked to have been able to finish him off the right way. But in its own way, this is kind of a cinematic looking thing anyway, just to see all his units break at once. But it wasn't because of us, really. It was just kind of, I guess, didn't want to play anymore. But I didn't really understand. I mean, if you're going to play the game and you have an army left, I don't know why you'd want to concede. But it's whatever. I mean... I think he might have been a little mad. Yeah, these guys are just left. France's general over here is fighting my general, and that's really the only unit he has left. But this battle's over. I mean, we completely surrounded them. And that's why, obviously, in 2v2s, especially in Medieval, but even in Shogun and other games, you need to work together well with your teammate. And I actually am not great at working with my teammates sometimes in 2v2s. I like to 1v1 in 2v2s, and that's something that I definitely need to get better at. And I think I did pretty well in this battle, is that I sent my cavalry over to Madness and just mass routed France, and so we could just focus on Spain together, and they had no chance. Let's look at the unit stats real quick for me. Obviously, my infantry didn't do that much because they just fought at the very end of that battle, but my Polish guard got an insane amount of kills. Counting the prisoners caught from all the guys that were running away, I had 400 on one Polish guard, I had 570 on another Polish guard, and then 300 on the other. So I got tons of kills on those guys with my cavalry. Infantry not so much, but what about your stats, Madness?
Well, unfortunately I can't see yours, so I'm bound to be
That's fine.
focusing on mine, but
Yeah.
well, I didn't really have one unit that was my MVP in this one. As you can see, pretty much any unit did well. Like, the casualties range from, okay, the lowest here got 34, which was all Cavs, so it's not that bad either. Up to, like, where is it, 81 on this unit, because they managed to charge different units. Yeah, but generally all my units did decent. None of them were really extremely good. None of them just flat out sucked, because you saw what happened on my side with France just walking in and being bunched up, getting surrounded, and all my units just doing their share in mass routing his army. So basically that's what happened on my side, and yeah, well, your guy didn't put up much of a fight, sadly.
No, he didn't put up any fight, really. He sent a couple units over to your side, and that was about it.
Yeah. I kind of wish he would have done some more and maybe stood and fought till the end, but I guess it's fine the way it is, because it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And, yeah, I mean, just really France just got committed, and there was nothing he could do with against my cavalry. He'd already committed all his troops, lost all his cavalry, and from that point on, there wasn't much he could do. But do you have anything more you want to say?
Not really.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and like I said, we're gonna be bringing you more Medieval 2 action shortly. So, hope you enjoyed that, and I will talk to you later.
And so will I. See ya.
Yeah. Bye.